Hey, welcome to Ranger Games. How to think about that for a minute? I'm with Jim, and I'm Joel, and we got a special show for you today. Tony is out, but hey, good to see you. Sarah already popping in there. We are going to be talking about...
Your sister, right?
Yes,
Right.
I believe it's my sister. She looks like a little munchkin down there. She's a munchkin anyways. But anyways, we're talking about metals.
Yes.
Talking about the metals like I'm not talking like metals like you cook with, you build with, or anything else. I'm talking about metals that are earned by different kind of service in the military. Some are just you get for just showing up.
U.S. Air Force.
Air Force. And some are the ones that you have to do a little more to get.
Oh yeah.
So
depending on where you served, where your unit was historically, or if you're in another country.
Yep, I remember. Wasn't there? There's one you get like when you're in basic training, and you come out of basic training, and it's like you get this little ribbon thing, and it's like basically here I showed up type of thing. And it was very, very basic. It was like National Service Medal.
National Service Medal.
National Service Medal means that I don't get how you could be in the military and not get a National Service Medal.
Well, I mean, it does. You know, are they able to take away medals from you? Just your
yeah. They can take a medal from you if you can lose your medal of honor and things like that. So.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, I think if you commit a heinous crime, they take it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, things like that. So it's not easy.
I just mean like pissing off the, first sergeant or something like that.
No, it's a big thing. It's a big thing to take a medal away. Well, they take your pay.
Right.
That's easy.
Exactly.
They take your rank. That's easy too.
So it's like citizenship. It's a big thing. They can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they can take away your citizenship. It's not an easy thing to take away.
Pretty hard.
But yeah, so. The Just Show Up Medal, or the National Service Medal, or National Defense Medal, whatever it's called. And then you get, of course, you get your first kind of, I don't want to call it a ribbon, but it's an award saying basically how bad or how good of a shot you were with either a grenade or a rifle.
With the hanging little
hanging thing on the one that you never really ever used again.
The wreath and the target in the middle of
it.
And
right? you can either tell who's from the backwoods. Or who's been in for a while by looking at. If you've been in for more than a couple of years, you always end up with an expert rifle marksmanship.
But Massachusetts, above average. I was not from Georgia or Kentucky.
Dude, when I was in Georgia, I swear to God, those guys could shoot the nuts off a squirrel from 1,000 yards.
Yes, they can.
Those guys are damn good shots, crack shots and everything. So they make me look like a horrible when I shoot. So. But yeah, so you get that one. So your grenade. Wait, gotta strike the post.
Yeah. Keep it.
Yeah. So remember, it's pull the grenade, throw the pen.
Yes, grenade, throw the. And that was at the John Wayne Grenade Course in Fort Bragg.
I don't remember what the one in Benning was called. Other than I think they called it the, oh shit.
Yeah, well,
no.
Any range. Yeah.
The grenades in, I remember they actually had somebody in our first round drop the grenade.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Not good. No, the way that they built it in there, it's not like you see it in the movies where you're just in a ditch and
at the wall.
Yeah, they have like it's a sandbag wall like this, kind of like curved. And then you walk out,
right? And
then there's two pits. And if you do it, and see the way a grenade works, this isn't really about metals, but I'm saying anyways, is it actually explodes up and explodes out. So if you ever have a grenade drop next to you, if you can't get behind cover, just get as low to the ground as you possibly can and cover your vital organs best you can. And that's the best way to survive a grenade.
And the history behind the grenade, why was the grenade shaped the way it is to this modern day? Because
more shrapnel.
But what sport did everyone know how to play in the 1940s?
Baseball.
Exactly.
I just figured it's because it's
the German one has the long stick.
Yeah.
And it looks like a tin can on top of it. So.
Trying to say they didn't have baseball.
Much.
Yeah, but I think they were also like the pineapple grenade was designed for it has better shrapnel.
Yep.
Anyways, but yeah, so the guy he pulled the pin and he was so scared he's shaking. He drops the grenade, and so what happens is you have the. Let me borrow you for a prop here, this way. So if the grenade's going that way, you have the drill sergeant looking over your thing, and he's holding on to your back of your. You have your LBE on, it's load carrying thing, and he goes to and he pulls. It's like here in front of your thing, and he pulls right, and then you strike your pose, but he's holding on to you. The guy drops it, and what's he do? He rips you. He just throws you like a bag of potatoes into the thing, and he dives in the hole with you. And there's two different ones. Really, you walk out in the center. There's two different pits because if it falls this way, you go the opposite way the grenade is at, so that way it falls. And it's set to roll down, and it should roll down into the pit, and you should go to the other one.
Right.
Don't be stupid, dive into the pit with the grenade. But yeah, and so that's what they had to throw him into the pit.
You definitely bought rounds for everybody that night.
You don't really buy rounds when you're in training. that was basic training. But we actually saw it go off because it's big, thick glass there, so you can watch what's going on. And we saw it go off, and that guy's gonna be really good shape at the end of this thing.
He's gonna be pushing all the way to China.
Yeah. Anyways, so back onto the topic we're supposed to talk about is awards and medals. So you get the basic ones. You come out of basic training. Yep. So as you go through your service, you start earning some.
Yep.
So do we want to start low or high on this one? Start low already, kind of.
Either or.
So.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Army.
Yeah, Army.
That was the research.
What's that?
Most important branch.
Oh yeah, Sarah says, nice sign behind you, Joel. Thank you. I'm guessing this one.
Yes.
And then my dad was in Vietnam War. I'm not sure if he had any. I'm sure he did. What medals do you both have? We'll talk about that here in a second. So when we get to them, we'll mention it, but we'll get a summary towards the end. Yeah, definitely. So do you wanna start with what you got there, or do you want me to kind of break into some of the low ones?
Sure, you can. I'm just trying to get to, it's got combat ones, general orders, correction.
So I'll start with the small ones, and then when you find one you want, you can jump to it. So some of the small things you get is like you can get like something like an Army Commendation Medal.
Right.
You can get your NATO medal, things like that.
NATO. Yeah.
So the there's also the Army Achievement Award, which is actually smaller than the Army Commendation. So.
Yes.
So the Army Achievement Award is basically, let's just say, I think I got a couple of those when I was in, and so like I helped facilitate building an entire fob basically in training. It was a simulated fob, and I basically was helped putting the whole thing together. And all of us, it was a lot of work. We did it in a very short period of time. Yeah. Busted our butt, got it done. And they gave us all a medal for it. Was this in an Army achievement? You did something good. So then from there, you kind of go up to the next step up as like what they call an ARCOM, or an Army Commendation Medal. Those ones are actually, believe it or not, they're common, but they're rare. So
did you say Defense Distinguished Medal or
the National Service Medal, and then there's like the NATO Medal.
I'm going down.
I'll start with the Army Commendation Medal.
Yeah,
ARCOM.
You said Joint Service, or
that's probably one there. Oh wait, you just passed it.
Oh,
Army Commendation Medal.
ARCOM. There you go.
Yeah, it's a green one with a bunch of lines in the center. I don't think you're going to bring up the ones you're going to pull up. Those are the big ones. So the Army Commendation Medal is
Air Force. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can get Army Commendation Medals for things when you kind of go above and beyond.
Right.
For doing something. You really bust your butt. It takes a lot to it, and you can actually get it. I think you can get them ARCOMs with Valor, with a V for Valor.
Probably.
I think that's a lot of medals.
Or an O cluster or a V.
Yeah. So, and then as you get more, then I think you start adding something to it. I think it's the O cluster.
Right.
So the ARCOMs, they are for doing things like I got a couple different Army Commendation Medals for my service in Afghanistan. So. Let's actually read that.
Presented for sustained acts of heroism or meritorious service, each branch of the U.S. Armed Forces issues its own version of the Commendation Medal, with a fifth version existing for acts of joint military service performed under the DoD. So it looks like World War II set the standard for this.
Yeah, so what was it? Let me read that beginning there. It says, the Commendation Medal is a mid-level United States decoration presented to sustain acts of heroism or meritorious service. Each, and you just mentioned each branch has their own version of it. So,
First awarded to the Navy and the Coast Guard. Wow.
What were your accommodations for, Joel?
it was for my service in Afghanistan. Things I did. Are you reading the comments there? Medals do you have?
No, I was asking.
Oh, I peeled the most taters. According to my sister.
Mine was stateside.
No,
Brandy.
So the first one I got was for the service I was doing to during Afghanistan with the people getting them evac. Not only were we the first unit in Afghanistan to have what they call a line of duty uploaded from within the country. Instead of waiting for months after you got back, we had everything fully uploaded into the system and completed before they ever even touched ground in the United States. It was fully done, so that they could, if they were injured, they could come off and get their treatment right away. So that was we were the first unit to do that. I built that system, and it was my system and to test out and work, and I got to work. So that was part of it, and then I spent a lot of extra time doing a lot of extra work in the and this is all kind of wrapped into one. I spent a lot of extra time doing a lot of extra work inside of the hospital and getting when my people came in or injured, I could have them on an evac usually within a couple hours, maybe a day at the most. But most people spend days there waiting to get evac'd out because of what I was able to create the connections. And within the hospital, back in Germany, with the flight crews, everything else, because I worked and helped them and got what they needed, and I basically put all that together in that system. When someone comes in, especially if they're seriously injured, I could have them on a plane. I think the fastest I ever had was less than an hour. I had someone come in that was injured, and he was on a flight to Germany in less than an hour. Once he was assessed and determined he's going to get evac.
That's awesome.
Now he had lost his leg. So
Jim, what was your?
Mine were all stateside medals, reserve medals that a lot of us that weren't active duty longer than a few years, and they're a little different, but the same type of thing. It was always an honor to put someone in for medals, and the Army was always pretty good about recognizing soldiers.
Yeah, they actually. I had
at least when I served.
I had a colonel tell me that if you get 2 ARCOMs, you can actually turn it in and you actually get a Bronze Star out of it. So
that's pretty high on the list.
Yeah, and so they were trying to get me to turn mine in for a Bronze Star. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel as much as unless you're awarded it.
Right.
Like the actual award of the Bronze Star, rather than like, oh look, cool, it says Bronze Star on a piece of paper for you. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I don't know. I'm back and forth on it.
But you're thinking about it. It's okay.
I thought about it.
I think you should.
But I got a Bronze Star. Well, cool. How was the presentation? No, they didn't present it to me. I just turned myself in.
Say if someone has 100% disability and they're a veteran, and they put in for, they're planning their funeral many years ahead of time. If someone's 100%, they'll be buried at a national cemetery. Now, if someone's at 0% and they were either active duty reserves, they might not necessarily get that. But if they have 2 0 disabilities, that would equal 10%, and they would qualify to be buried or interred with all the other veterans. So, like, those two going together is not always a bad thing.
I know
it's not
that.
The same situation.
I get that. I get what you're saying. But
I know.
You know what got me,
I'm looking out for you.
I get you. You know what got me is our commander. Like all the officers got like Bronze Stars and Silver Stars and things like that, and he got a Silver Star and things. He didn't do much. They were out there. He did go out and stuff. I mean, he was in war and everything else, but the guys that were actually there and getting injured and firing the rounds down range and stuff, they didn't get those.
Right.
And then the commander gets it. I thought that was a little...
Right. And one of our mentors at school, when we were learning, are actually professor of military science, and his name is Colonel Timothy Donovan, and he was a Silver Star recipient in Vietnam. And of course, we didn't have the internet back then. We had to go to the library, read up.
I know, you had everything in stone tablets. I think.
Exactly, And it's just such a humble person. And then to read what you're awarded for, and then what he was awarded for, and you're like, I see him every day, and he's got one of the highest medals ever to be awarded to anyone in the U.S. Army. And then we move on to the NCO staff. I don't mean to be getting out of there, but you see things that I never saw in my career, and Joel and I have talked about this. When you're in special forces or you do things outside of the normal U.S. Army operations, they would come to school and they'd have all these sergeant major, master sergeant.
Too.
The what?
We got a picture, I think it's 4 or 5.
And we'd be like, what is that?
That's one.
Yeah, there you go.
That's Marines. That's just some
Marines.
basic ribbons. You got, go back, keep finding, you'll find it, keep going.
That's the...
We'll get to those, and we'll explain all these are in a second.
Okay.
There we go, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. And you would see, specifically for us, for Joel and I, you would see, it wouldn't just be airborne school, air assault school, it would be scuba school. And he'll be like, okay, what is that?
Like air warfare.
Yeah, air warfare, and then he's got surface warfare on top of that. And there's your...
he's got a jump badge up top there. He's got wings, so see the wings?
No, I think that's the ship with the...
Is that a ship?
The waves, yeah. So that's surface warfare, and this is air warfare.
It almost looks like a parachute one.
And this is your commendation medal, right?
No, this is Navy, though.
I know, but I think that's it right up there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So second down, kind of to the left of where you see the blue and yellow one, there's a green and blue one and a white one. That's the Navy's. Is that commendation? Yeah, Navy commendation.
Commendation, right.
Yeah, and he doesn't... it's the stars. The stars, that's right. If you have more than one of them, if you got 2 of them, then you get the ribbon plus a star.
Right.
If you have 3, then you get a ribbon plus 2 stars and so on. And eventually, I think it becomes an oak cluster.
Right.
And you get I think 4 or 5 of them.
And then on the, the Bronze Star, a commendation medal with a V device, or V.
Yeah, I don't see a V device in that one. So
no. There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Brandy.
New Rules for Combat Awards.
Which one?
Yeah, there was a Bronze Star V with a V device you could have on there.
There it is.
But here, the one I'm talking about is the Service-Specific Commendation Medal. That's...
On the commendation medal? Is that joint service or...
the one I got was service-specific.
Okay.
So you can get a joint service one if you're awarded from another service to you.
Okay, so this is what you got then, right? This
one. That's the third one down there, and this says
this
service.
One right here,
yeah,
the green.
Yep, I have 2 of those.
Okay.
And then you can put that over to the Bronze Star, which would be the left-hand side.
Wow.
So. And then you got the achievement medals. I got one of the achievement medals, which is the second one down there.
And then it says here at the top, it says U.S. troops now may receive a C or R devices for certain uniform decorations to designate their participation in combat operations, even if they were not directly exposed to frontline battle. Yeah, eligibility for the V device has also changed.
Yeah, it's for the Valor. That's what V is for. Valor is what that's for. The C is for combat. I don't know what the R is actually for, but I think mine qualify for the C. So I'm kind of curious if it's qualified for the Valor, but so I'd have to look at that. I mean, with the changes, I wonder how to adjust my medals. Right. Anyways, so but yeah, so let's pull up the number 1. Yeah. Picture number 1.
Oh my goodness!
Here's a whole bunch of them for you guys. So this is another look at on the Army Commendation medals on there.
The Congressional Medal of Honor.
The Medal of Honor, the blue with the 5 stars.
Right.
I didn't get that one. Now here's a big thing about it. Used to be about the Medal of Honor.
Right.
You used to have to be dead to get it. They recently changed. They changed that
back in the Civil War.
Yeah. I don't think they awarded this. I think back in the Civil War, wasn't it, when you had to be dead to get it, basically?
Right.
But I think they when they reward it, is it what's when you reward it back to you?
Posthumously.
Posthumously. They
Or
posthumously.
posthumously promote you.
Yeah, they posthumously, whatever you said, presented the Medal of Honor to several
If you're a
people
PFC,
once they
then
changed it. So.
you get the rank of corporal. And a
No,
lot of
gotcha.
times.
Gotcha. Okay,
They
they
do.
take you up.
You
on-
remember Captain Raymond Heipel?
Yeah.
He was the first.
Yeah, he was
lieutenant,
posthumously.
and
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if they're going to promote me to general when I kick the bucket.
I'll put in
Or
the
they'll
paperwork.
demote me. They'll demote me to private. That guy was
This guy Moriarty. Who's Linky?
General Moriarty.
With Linky, what?
Oh my goodness.
And you saw a lot of those. Okay,
Yep.
sorry. Purple Heart.
Oh yeah, I do. There's so
that
many
was-
Purple Hearts.
yeah.
I remember
what
I was
you
there when the
dealt with.
general would present the Purple Hearts to them, and if they're usually there overnight or a day or two in the
Right.
on Bagram in the hospital, the general would show up and give you a
Awesome. That's good to
a
hear.
Purple Heart. So and if he wasn't there, they try to find the next highest person they could find to come present the Purple Heart to you.
Captain. Major.
No, usually it was like a colonel or
Right.
I had 3-star show up once.
Nice.
I missed. I was not able to be there. I was actually flying around the different part of the country when the 4-star showed up.
Go ahead. And
Now that I
answer
think
this.
about it, my dad got a medal for jumping from planes, if that's a thing.
Absolutely.
You can definitely
Sarah,
get him.
definitely.
What that it would be, I'm not really sure, but you definitely get a badge. He was airborne.
You get one badge that has just the wings and the parachute for 5 jumps. And then it moves up to
Like master
star.
and things. You can also
Right.
get rigger too. You can also
Right.
get rigger.
And then you have the star with the wreath, which you've done it all.
So with the medic side, you got your medic's badge, which I had that. You also you
Junior medic or
no when there's an infantry badge that they have and a cord, and if you're
Okay.
infantry, but if you're a medic, you have a medic badge, just a regular medic badge. I forget what it looks like. It's been a long time now, but you can also get there's one I think with a reef for combat medic.
really? That's
yeah,
cool.
and it used to have to be where you had to treat someone under fire in order to get it, but I think they changed it
Okay.
up.
What are these ones?
These are the Medal of Honor.
That's it right there. That's
That's the top one.
that's
And so each service has their version of it.
number
so.
one. But to get back to Sarah's question, that is a thing, and a lot of people don't get a chance, not particularly, say, Marine Corps or Navy, Air Force, unless you're in a specialized part of those armed forces. Back in the day, when I was at Fort Benning, there were 27 Navy SEALs that just got done with their BUDS training.
Really?
I have never seen anybody do push-ups like those guys.
Oh yeah, they're
And
the machines, man.
it was June in 1989 in Georgia. And they're like,
Take a step for a second, honey.
yeah. And then
brain.
go ahead and keep doing push-ups.
Put it back up. Put it back up.
Keep doing push-ups. And they could do them all day.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
didn't know how
are you
many
kidding
they
me?
could do.
I mean, 10 minutes and I'm like, done. But they could do it forever.
I wanted the one that you had up last.
And so, Sarah, you
There you go.
have people that are in different branches, and they just had to go to Army Airborne School, and then they would go to their Navy SEAL. They would do Halo and HAHO operations, but they needed to go to the Army school and get their airborne wings. Not that they
Oh,
would
yeah,
wear them,
well, I mean-
but they had to get that first step to just keep going and going and going.
Well,
and
they
going.
get so many things when they go through that because
Right.
they have to be trained in so much, demolitions and everything. I wanted to cover this real quick because there's a National Defense Service ribbon.
There it is. That's it.
There you go, the top one.
What does it say? A medal will be added after the war. There you go. That's good.
So the and then of course you get your campaign medals from when you're like serving in the in like certain campaigns like
Right.
Operation Enduring Freedom, Irish
Korea.
Korea,
Vietnam.
Civil War for you.
Yeah. 1860 to 1865.
Army Medical Medal of Honor. We saw those a second ago, but I want to point out the Army Silver Star.
Yep.
Is right up there in terms of the top ones you can get. You got the Distinguished Service Cross, which I don't think
Right.
I've ever seen somebody with that. Do they still have that?
I believe so.
They do? Okay.
Each branch has
I know they have
a
Distinguished
service
Service Medal. I've seen that
Right.
one. I've seen somebody with that. I actually have not seen somebody with the Medal of Honor, at least not on in uniform. I've seen actually somebody that has it
Uh-huh.
that was not in uniform though. They just showed it to
Right.
me. And I saw the order, so I know it was they really had it.
Right.
Army Silver Star. I've seen those and stuff. More Purple Hearts than care to. A Purple Heart you have to be injured into. Do you know they want to give a Purple Heart for PTSD? I heard that they're thinking of bringing that in or something.
Okay, how would they do that?
If you have
Combat.
diagnosed with PTSD,
Okay.
whether afterward they would award you with.
So it's not just a physical injury, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, obviously it's not a physical injury. But
I mean-
no, they want to award for more than just that. So if you get diagnosed with PTSD
Right.
from war, things like that, they want to give you a Purple Heart for it.
And that's still like in legislation. I'm asking because
I don't know where's that. I heard like it was moving through
Right.
the ranks. I don't think it's made it through, but I'm like seriously. That's
Yeah,
I think
never
it's
heard
honestly
that.
personally I think it's dumb. I mean I have PTSD. I diagnosed with PTSD.
Right.
I don't want a Purple Heart for it. I didn't get a bullet in my butt. I'm good. And I came back with all my limbs, thank God.
Yes.
There would be a lot of those medals that would need to be handed out. Yeah, Sarah, there'd be a lot of them. So, you can take the medal stand.
Well,
for a
my
second.
question: does she have any pictures of her dad?
Well, actually, no. Actually, I've seen him, and she might have some. So I'd
Okay.
like to see. But
That'd be good.
yeah. So
Happy Thanksgiving.
it's a little early, but sure. Okay. I think Brandy's trying to tell me something for Thanksgiving.
I ain't cooking up nothing.
Hey, so if you don't want to cook up anything, you know what you could do? Get some pizza. There's a great place right here in town for an excellent pizza called Hitch and Post Pizza. Take a look at this.
Okay, I'm taking over for a second. Sarah, if you send us pictures of your dad, we'll post them on our Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Yeah, send it to us in like a uniform and things like that if you have them. So if you give them to us, we'll put them on there. Just like try to get something in his uniform. I think I've seen a couple of pictures of your dad where he was in. I think it was even where he served and did some things. I think I saw some of those. He showed them.
That's
to me.
cool.
So, yeah, and unfortunately, Sarah's dad passed away a while back. So, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'd like to see. I think he had a Bronze Star. I feel like he had. I think he showed me like he had a Bronze Star or something there.
We actually we had our post meeting last week here in Estacada, and our adjutant set up the computer, and he asked for photos of people while they were in country, or so I got to see Thursday night. I'm looking down there. I'm like, Terry, Vietnam, M16, and I'm like, that's you?
Oh,
He had all the pictures from them, or the adjutant. It was a chief, and he's just standing there with his whites on. I'm like, Flynn?
I have a picture of me
Seriously?
in Afghanistan. Well, I'm out and we're doing some sort of operations that we were doing that time. But there used to be these part of the Afghan ANA, the Afghan National Army,
Right.
and the people that would remove the mines and things that they'd have out there, they would run around on these motorcycles.
The engineers?
They'd roll up on motorcycles and then they would just, clear a mine. Like they're hard. These guys are hard. I mean, you can't. It's hard to kill an Afghani, man. I've seen them where they.
Oh, they weren't the U.S. Army.
They were the Afghan National Army. Yeah, they run on this motorcycle, but they decorated their motorcycles with like all this furry stuff and things like that. It's weird. They decorate their vehicles there. It's their culture, I guess.
Oh.
But like the jingle trucks and things like that.
Right.
There's some pretty cool ones. But I got a picture of me on this bike here, and the guy's doing it.
Where is
I'm
it?
on this pink, fuzzy, looks like a fuzzy monster bike sitting there with my.
I've seen it. It's pretty funny.
Well, you have to post that one too, Brandon.
Yeah, I'll have to find that. I got another one. That got me. It's Black Hawks.
That's like the one in Rambo when they were playing that game out in the desert there.
There's a lot. I got more pictures. I got some pictures of like Jalalabad and things like that, but. Either some pictures that never made it back fully,
right,
or some things I couldn't take pictures of some of the areas and things like that. They would,
right.
Like there's some fobs and cops you weren't allowed to take pictures on at all,
right,
and stuff. So, but
or souvenirs to bring home.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me bring the ears home. I'm just kidding. I didn't take any ears.
Everyone listening,
I don't do war crimes. I'm not like that. No, actually, most people I treated over there were. Afghan local nationals. A lot of them were abuse victims, actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So it's a big thing over there. You can thank Biden for putting more back into it.
Yeah.
That's what the Democratic Party does.
So I'm just looking through the Air Force here because.
I'm sorry, this is not supposed to be political. I apologize. This is not supposed to be a political show, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one.
Well, we're talking about the chief executive who's in charge of all
what was that? Oh yeah, we had a flag I brought home for Brandy that was actually flown over the Bagram Air Force Base.
Really?
Yeah, this one here.
Nice.
If I can do without breaking something.
Nope. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
What is it? There. Oh, sorry.
This
There we go.
flag right here was. It's not centered.
There we go.
It's flown over Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan.
Nice.
And sometime between 2009 and 2010. So
that's awesome.
There's actually a certificate that they gave her and everything else that had all the dates and everything else and what date it was, and presented it to Brandy actually. I brought it home to her.
Very good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we have another one too that it was given to by writers that support military.
Yeah, my wife and I, Terry and I have been cleaning and having some things done to the house, and I found the two flags that they gave me from work, and they flew it over all of the stations that I worked at.
Oh, that's cool.
At my old job, so I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just to get a flag and then like, okay, you don't have to work anymore. That was when you're actually over on the foreign campaign. So a lot of traditions.
Yeah, the one I wish
overseas or even here.
The one I wish I could get was the last U.S. flag flown in Afghanistan. That would have been kind of cool, but
yep.
I'm sure that's a hot commodity.
Yeah, of course.
So I've actually seen some videos of people that have actually been visiting Afghanistan, like after with the way things are now. Like they're from other countries and they.
Oh, okay.
They just like
not Americans.
Like UK, I think, something like that. But they're visiting Afghanistan right now, and they're going in and stuff, and they're showing stuff, and it's interesting.
Right.
Oh no, it's interesting. Country you fought in, and now you're just.
Yep. But I'm just looking at the the different ones and the different branches, and I don't recognize these because
here's the pictures.
Airman's Medal, Joel Air Medal, Aerial Achievement Medal,
Aerial.
Yeah. Air Force Commendation.
Aerial.
Air Force Achievement Medal. Prisoner of War Medal. Ooh. Good Conduct.
Prisoner of War Medal, POW Medal.
Outstanding Airman of the Year.
Here's the pictures of him. I think he was this one here. That was Charles Horton there.
Yeah.
Here he is again.
Oh wow. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's what there he is.
Oh, that's his.
My dad had that uniform. I remember that.
He was a sergeant, it looks like.
Yep.
and in Vietnam.
Can we go back? Can you just zoom in on his left?
Yeah, we'll put these up here in a second. We're trying to get some information we can give about
See
it.
anything over there?
No, I can't see. It's too dark.
Yeah.
Can't see patch.
That one,
No, this is-
Can you show us?
I don't think you're gonna be able to see this too well here. I'll do my best. Here's one. Which one are we at? This one.
Yeah.
That's one.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Get the one. Well, there it is. There you go. Oh, it just went down.
Oh, there it goes.
There you go. With
See it?
those 3 stripes.
It's hard because it's not designed for this.
Yeah.
And then this is the last one.
Yeah, there it is.
So those are the pictures. We'll put them up on
Awesome.
Facebook if you want to get a better view of them. So, but yeah, so lots of different medals out there. They all have something meaning behind it. Every medal, when it's granted to somebody or given to somebody, is always presented with a certificate.
Right.
So basically, this medal is presented to so and so for X service, valor, whatever it is. Usually, it's something behind it.
How about Antarctica Service Medal?
That's one you just put away. You don't want to admit that.
Vietnam Service?
If you went to Antarctica, it's
Kosovo?
because you did something wrong.
Iraq Campaign Medal?
Yep, I have that one.
Okay.
Afghanistan campaign medal.
That I'm just trying to see
Oh,
the
no,
colors
no,
of that
I
one.
have the Afghanistan one.
Show us the Afghanistan one.
Yeah, here it
let's
is.
see if we can. I don't know if you can really see it. It's not
Yeah, I
really-
think you'd be able to a little bit. Can you zoom up? There we
yeah.
go. Iraq and Afghanistan there.
That's the Afghan campaign medal
Yeah.
right there. And then, so I got that one. I got this one here, the Global War on
Global War
Terrorism.
on Terror.
So, and then Global War on Terror. I think I got a different one. I don't know what's the difference here.
This is the
Expeditionary Medal. Yeah, I think I got that.
Expeditionary.
Korea Armed Forces Service Medal. I got that one.
Which one?
Armed Forces Service Medal.
Armed Forces.
Mm-hmm.
You said Korean War Defense.
No, I'm not that old. Let's see what else we got on here. Basic military training.
There you go.
Oh, what's that? Oh, it disappeared.
That's okay. No worries. Oh, Philippine Liberation.
Philippine Liberation.
Small arms expert. So
Yeah, it wasn't that one. No,
basic military honor graduate.
No, I wasn't an
Number one?
undergraduate. No.
Yeah.
Oh, how about the one that says
Recruiter.
badass mother? Never mind.
Yeah.
Badass mother medal.
Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal. We all volunteers? We all get that one?
Oh, an outstanding volunteer though. Oh, she sent one more. Let's see if we can find the last one. Favorite shirt.
United Nations Medal. Do you have any of those?
I don't know if actually.
NATO? Is this
Oh
your
yeah, I got
NATO one?
NATO. I got NATO medal.
Which
yeah.
one?
The NATO.
Okay.
I think this one.
Well, these are Air Force. That's why I'm just
I'm not sure, but it looked like this one. I think.
that one.
Yeah, but I'm not really sure. They all both look the same kind of. Let's see if I can find this other one.
Kuwait Cold War Medal.
This is what he looked like. Not too long before he died.
What's that say on his shirt?
It says, "Try burning this one, asshole."
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways, but yeah. So that do you have any last questions for the medals or anything like that before we end the show here?
Sent one more of his favorite shirt.
Yep,
Yes.
that's what I just showed. Yeah.
That was awesome. Awesome.
As you can see, there's a lot of stuff behind the medals and everything else. We got a chance to kind of walk you through those. So if you see a medal, know that there's a lot more behind it than just, oh, that's a piece of,
Right.
that's just a piece of something that they wear there. And, oh, they're just hand them out like candy. There are a couple that hand out like candy, but most of them are usually earned and you have
Definitely.
to really work for them. And some cases you have to do, what are your favorite that you got? I like the air comms. Those took a lot of work to get. Those took a lot of work to get, so.
Say my airborne wings, because I was a tanker. Didn't usually see them.
Airborne
Too
wings
often.
on a tanker?
Mm-hmm.
How do you make a tank fly?
You do? Wow. You have to take,
well,
the governor off the engine and
I saw this on the movie once. It was what do you call that? The with Mr. T, A-Team. It was on the A-Team. They made it. They took it out. They blew up a plane and they were in the tank.
new A-Team.
And they made a tank fly and they landed it in some water. There's no way you'd survive that.
falling putting a 120 millimeter bullet, right, in the barrel and then shooting it down to Mother Earth. No. No.
Well, the thing about it, you drop a 50-ton, 80-ton tank from up in the air.
Because remember, when you're jamming that round up into the chamber, you have about this much room if you're anywhere near that main gun coming back. You won't even have enough room in your hand to get smashed. And they're falling from the sky. Oh, everything's just working great, just great. No. Sorry.
Hey, but they're the A-team. They can do this stuff.
Seek a squirrel, yeah. That's why they get all those medals.
Yeah, but they can. Oh, how about if you're part of the CIA? Here's the medal you get in the basement. You can't ever show anybody.
Exactly. Private ceremony.
Good luck.
Yep.
Means something to you right here, right now, and then you'll never know about it again.
Put it away.
Yep. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us this time. And if you have any future questions about medals, or you have any good pictures of maybe you or someone that you love with the medals, please send them to us. Hey, Jay, good to see you.
Hey, Jay.
I got the idea from a video game. If you guys have anybody with some medals that you want to present, by all means, please send them to us. We'll throw up on the website there. We are trying something here, by the way, a little bit. Probably here in the next couple of weeks, we'll actually have a separate Facebook and a separate web page and a separate everything for the Ranger games. So once we get it all set up, we'll kind of have it in place for a while, and then eventually we'll start doing our show from that Facebook. And tomorrow we'll be talking a little bit about how we already got Brandy's show,
right.
Which is Campfire Discussions, already set up on that. So Ranger Games is next. But what's cool about Ranger Games is we're going to set up like a Fallen Heroes wall and things like that. So
very good.
We're working on those now. We have a lot of stuff to do on that. So thanks you guys so much. We'll see you next week at 8 p.m. here Wednesday, and right after Backwoods Brothers Ranger Games. See you then. Thanks.